Hello, my name is Xander from Terrytown, and welcome to your Jayco 195 RB. I'm going to start this off right up front with your little crank jack here. So this is to raise your front jack up and down. You also have a wheel for it inside of your storage compartment, which I will get to. Right up front here is going to be your propane tank. Pretty self-explanatory. Inside the bag, it's just one propane tank, open, close. Have your battery here as well. This is going to be your fresh tank. So your fresh tank is going to be basically a water reservoir. So if you need to take water with you when you're going out to the middle of nowhere, you can go ahead and fill this up beforehand and use it while you're out there. Actually, one thing I forgot is to use this water, you do have to turn your water pump, and that pump will then grab that water and push it through your lines. This is the back of your refrigerator. If you ever need to access it, you have two panels. This is going to be a cable input, so if your campground offers cable, you can go ahead and plug it in here and go ahead and get cable. This is going to be your power, so you just pull it out there. If you want to feed it back through, you just push it back in, but then that is going to be your shore power. This is your furnace exhaust. So when your furnace is on, all the extra heat is going to be kicking out of here. So when you're, if you have little kids or animals or something running around, and this is on, just try and keep them away from that. But coming right here, we're going to have your water heater. So you have this little cap right there. You take that cap, put it into that hole, and tighten it nice and tight. And then from there, you go to the inside of your camper, turn on the hot side of your faucet, and that is going to sputter for a little bit, just filling up this tank. Once this is nice and filled, it'll have a steady flow of water. So once you have a steady flow of water, it's not sputtering, and you have this little cap in the hole nice and tight, go ahead and turn this on in the inside with using the buttons, which I will show you. Other than that, to take this out and to drain all the water, just go ahead and pull the pressure release valve. That is going to hiss, releasing all of your pressure. Once that's done hissing, go ahead, pull your little piece out, the little plug, and all of your water will drain right out of that hole there. And then this right here is going to be, actually, this should be your city water connection. Yeah. I had to double check. But this right here is going to be your city water connection. So when you get to a campground, pop this open, plug in your water hose, and that is going to shoot water directly into your lines. You don't have to worry about a pump or nothing like that. You just go ahead, pop this open, plug in your hose, and go ahead and turn your hose on. Just on here is going to be your sewer system. So you have your gray tank and your black tank. Pull over there. Your gray tank is going to be for showers and sinks, and your black tank is going to be for your toilets. Whenever you go to empty it, you just go ahead and grab the little tab, pull it, and it will drain. I recommend doing the black tank first, just because since it contains solids, because your toilet's flushing into it, stuff will get stuck on the way out. So that's why I recommend opening the gray tank last, just to kind of flush out your sewer hose before you go ahead and put your hands back on there. Spare tire right here on the back. And then I'll go over the door and stuff in just a second. Then over here you have $110 just in case you need to plug anything outside. And then inside of here you have your wheel, your stabilizer jack crank, and then you have your sewer hose, which I do recommend getting a better one, by the way. And then you have your 25-foot drinking hose and a 110 adapter inside there. The adapter can plug onto the end of your 30-amp service, turn it into 110, and you can plug it into your house. One last thing for your awning, you have it'll go up, there we go. You have a little black piece right there. With that, if this ever electrically goes out, you can peel that little black tab up, insert a tool, should be just like a 10mm socket, and you can go ahead and drill this back in or out if this ever electrically goes out. For your door, that opens, and then this you kind of lift up and out at the same time. Door. All right, stepping inside to your right, you're gonna have all of your lights here, and for awning, you're gonna have your in and out switch. Two main things you're gonna want to look for when you are extending your awning is going to be the flap that comes down and the black bar it's rolled up on underneath. So it is a little wet still, so it might not flap down. Please. Okay, it's still a little wet, so the main thing is when you see that little black bar appear, go ahead and then let go, because it's automatic reeling out. There's the flap. So once you see that under the black bar, go ahead and let go. Going back to my previous statement, it is electric going out, electric going back in, but you do have to manually stop it when it's time. Just like that. So here's just gonna be like a little closet area. This is for your heat. So when you turn on, you just flick the switch to the left. It's gonna click. It'll start to heat up, and then right down here you have a little, what do you call it? Like a little switch to move your heat up and down, and then it will read your temperature right up there. By heat up and down, I mean like fan speed and stuff like that. In your bathroom, 3 things you want to know. 1, have RV grade toilet paper. 2, have toilet solution. And 3, that's a foot flush. So you just press on with your foot, it's going to flush. The toilet paper is going to help break down easier because it's nice and thin. And then the toilet solution is going to help break down solids and smells. So once again, everything flows out of your black tank nice and easy. Microwave, pretty self-explanatory. Right here for your little burners, you just press in, turn to the left, release the gas, and you have to ignite with a lighter or match, anything like that. Heat vent, and then down here is going to be your breakers and fuses. Your breakers are going to be all labeled, and then same thing with your fuses. You will have to buy these, well, I should say you have to buy extras at like an auto parts store or anything like that if you decide to buy some, which I do highly recommend bringing some extras just in case. Would rather be safe than sorry, but that's all personal opinion and preference. Right here are your keys. So you're going to have your main doors and then your baggage doors keys right here. And then this right here is going to be a reader. So you hold down and it'll tell you how full things are getting right there. That is your battery. And you have your fresh tank, black tank, and gray, just to kind of tell you how full they're getting so you know when to empty them. Bottom left switch is going to be your water pump. So if you need to draw water from your fresh tank, you just go ahead and flip that switch. Then you do have 2 elements to your water heaters. Whichever switch you do switch, you have gas and electric. You will, of course, heat it up that way. So if you're plugged into shore power, I recommend just doing electric so you're not wasting your gas. Unless you don't really care about your propane, then you can go ahead and do both at the same time if you'd like. For your TV, if you do mount one here, you have a little coax button, so you can choose between your cable that you can plug in or antenna. And then for your AC, pretty self-explanatory. You have your power, speed, mode, and you control all of your modes through here. And then of course up and down for temp. And then just below that is going to be your fridge. So you click turn on, and then right over here this little light pops up. That means it's auto. Oh, sorry, there we go. There it is, I was blocking it. I saw 2 of them pop up and just assumed, but right here is gonna be an auto. That is going to be your best bet. It's gonna choose between electric and gas. If you want just gas, press that in and have it out. You'll see that that turns off. So that means it's going off of your propane. But otherwise, I recommend just clicking it in and leaving it on auto because it will go off of the strongest source. So if you're plugged into shore power, it's gonna grab that. And if that somehow fails or isn't strong enough, your propane will kick on to keep this cool. And to open it, it's a little bit difficult and tricky, but you just push up and pull. And then down there on your left, that is going to be your carbon monoxide detector. That is always going to be running as a safety feature. So unfortunately, you will have to disconnect your battery when it's time to put this away for the winter, just to keep that from drawing power. Because that small little green light on there will eventually draw your battery. And then, let's see here. Underneath your bed, you have your storage. And then, last but not least, in here, you have your little radio. This is also pretty self-explanatory. Zone 1, inside speakers. Zone 2, outside speakers. You have your power, You can skip channels, pause, play, and then if you want to change like your equalizer, so if you want more bass, tone, treble, you just click the middle of that, then go ahead and select it. Otherwise, you have a USB and HDMI cord there, but otherwise, that is pretty much it for your radio. So, I mean, I went through it pretty quickly. So if you do have any questions on, you know, if you want me to show you anything slower, go ahead and write that down and take that in with you when you come to pick this unit up. Other than that, that has been your orientation. So congratulations, and I do hope you enjoy.